In the early hours of a tense morning, the skies over Iran lit up with a barrage of Israeli airstrikes. This marked the beginning of Operation Rising Lion, a calculated and sweeping offensive against what Israel claims is an existential threat, Iran's nuclear program. Just after 3 a.m. local time, explosions were reported in Tehran, Isfahan, and Natanz, home to Iran's most sensitive nuclear enrichment facilities. Israel's defense minister described the attack as a preemptive, precise, and intelligence-based strike, targeting dozens of sites believed to be linked to nuclear weapons development and long-range missile systems.
For over a decade, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has publicly warned of Iran's nuclear ambitions. In his words, Iran's enrichment capabilities present a threat to Israel's very survival. With failed negotiations and Iran's continuing defiance, Tel Aviv now argues the point of no return has been reached. This wasn't a strike from nowhere. Israeli media had hinted at military preparations for days, citing intelligence about Iranian weaknesses, particularly degraded air defense systems and weakened regional proxies such as Hezbollah. The timing, Israel argues, was perfect.
Beyond the airstrikes, Operation Rising Lion reportedly included assassinations of top military and nuclear officials. Iranian state media confirmed the deaths of Revolutionary Guard commander Mohammad Bagheri, chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces; Hussein Salami, commander-in-chief of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps; Ghulam Ali Rashid, commander of the Khatam al-Anbiya Central Headquarters; and Brigadier General Amir Ali Hajizadeh.
Back in Israel, a full state of emergency was declared. Citizens received emergency phone alerts, schools closed, gatherings banned. The International Ben Gurion Airport was also shut down. Authorities warned of imminent retaliation, possibly in the form of missile or drone strikes from Iran or its allies in the region.
In Washington, the White House scrambled to respond. Though prior evacuations of diplomatic staff in Iraq and Bahrain hinted at foreknowledge, U.S. officials distanced themselves from the attack. National Security Advisor Marco Rubio stated plainly, "Israel acted unilaterally. The United States is not involved." This public stance, however, belies a more complicated backdrop. Days earlier, President Trump reportedly urged Netanyahu not to launch an attack, fearing it would derail ongoing nuclear negotiations with Tehran. Talks scheduled for the upcoming Sunday now hang by a thread. Sources say a tense phone call took place between Trump and Netanyahu just 72 hours before the strike. Trump, favoring diplomacy, was explicit in his opposition. Netanyahu, however, chose to proceed. The rift marks a rare instance of strategic divergence between the two longtime allies.
Analysts point to Israel's confidence in recent months. Iranian proxies, particularly Hezbollah, have suffered significant setbacks, and Israel's own intelligence and cyber capabilities are at their peak. According to one Israeli official, Iran may have had enough enriched material for up to 15 nuclear bombs, a claim Iran dismisses as politically motivated. Iranian retaliation is now seen as almost inevitable. While the U.S. urges restraint, it has made one message clear: any Iranian action against U.S. military installations in the region will be met with force. Meanwhile, Netanyahu's bold move may spark not just military consequences, but diplomatic isolation, especially if civilian casualties continue to rise. Iranian state media claims several non-combatants, including women and children, were killed during the strikes. As smoke still rises from Iranian soil and the world holds its breath, one truth becomes clear: this isn't just a regional flashpoint. It's a test of international diplomacy, military deterrence, and political will in a nuclear age. Whether Operation Rising Lion leads to renewed talks or broader conflict, one thing is certain: the Middle East has entered a new and dangerous phase.
رژیم صهیونیستی اشتباه بزرگی کرد، خطای بزرگی کرد، غلطی کرد و عواقب او رو بیچاره خواهد کرد.
Iran launched a full-scale missile offensive. Approximately 150 ballistic missiles of the Shahab, Ghadr, and Khorramshahr classes were fired in 3 consecutive waves from missile bases located in the west, central, and southern regions of the country toward targets deep inside Israeli territory. The first wave, which reached its targets within minutes, struck key areas in Israel with high precision, zones that included both military infrastructure and densely populated civilian districts. The missiles, many of which were guided and some equipped with cluster warheads, were specifically designed to saturate and overwhelm Israel's Iron Dome air defense system. Parts of the assault were simultaneously supported by suicide drones and medium-range missiles intended to deceive and disrupt enemy radar systems. Western intelligence sources estimated that the attack was orchestrated with the involvement of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, and Iran's aerospace force, aiming both to inflict psychological shock on the Israeli public and to destabilize the country's military and defense coordination.
At the first location, in a densely populated area of Tel Aviv, women and children were being pulled from buildings. The fear in those children's eyes. They had no idea what was happening. Israeli police confirmed 1 woman killed and at least 20 injured. Rescue teams were digging through the rubble, pausing to call out for survivors. Thermal drones scanned from above. Explosions rocked the building. The ground shook. Nearly all of Israel was forced into bomb shelters. Iran didn't just target military infrastructure. Civilians were under direct attack. This is the reality of modern war. Urban centers as front lines.